Mr. Robbie Rob, Mr. Corv?
Let's go with the anarchy.
Okay.
Round begins in 3,
There we
2,
go.
1. Fight.
And the tastiest spawn you can get as a light. You are lacking some guns though.
I love the skin on the railgun. Every time it shoots, it has nice like kind of sparkles come out of it. Yeah, that's nice. I haven't seen that one before. Anyway, enough of the aesthetics. Knight is really holding on to his stim here. He could have used it and just given him a +1 so far, but yeah, he's just using it to try to keep himself pretty stacked. And Steej playing with a ton of patience right now. Not just trying to take on Knight, you know, kind of... Oh, there we go. Both trading positions. Both players, you can already tell how high of a standard this game is. Like, both players having such a good understanding of where their enemies are. And it looks like Knight was just using some settings or something real quick, and he just got caught off guard. And there you go, there's first frag on the board. Steej pushes Knight, gets the frag. And yeah, he's just not scared of him. The shotgun comes out from... Oh my goodness. You gotta be upset about that.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Just on the other side.
He didn't even deny the mega health. That's rough going. Yeah, Knight sticking around here with the rail in hand. Steej does not deal the killing blow though. Oh, but Knight is still hanging around. Does use his inject. But he only has a railgun and a shotgun. Misses the rail.
Oh.
And opening damage.
Steej so good on the spawns. And look how devastating that is. Didn't even get the light armor. He did nothing. He did nothing on that spawn while Steej went and got everything else on the map. And yeah, Steej is just a master of spawns. And yeah, we got ourselves a display here. I'm really excited to see these guys play on LAN. Actually, it's going to be exciting at KawachiCon seeing these guys test their might, especially against the international players like Razy and Zanaku, and maybe Cypher and maybe some others as well that are unconfirmed. But yeah, these guys especially, they've been wanting to finally test themselves against the international competition, and yeah, it's just something that they've never really been able to do. So they're using this league to get themselves into form for it, and we can see Steej already in some great form here today. Oh, look at the prediction on the peeker there. He knew he was going up the jump pad. Such good play there by Steej. Oh, he just needs a little tickle to get that frag, didn't he?
True. I do like the fadeaway rockets from Knight before he died. But yeah, he spawns near the rail, so he can't really contest for this heavy. He might have took around for one angle, but yeah. Now he had some time to collect the weapons, but did he? Only the rocket launcher. So Steej with the mega health. Heavy spawning 8 seconds after it. And he's just playing Pac-Man.
Stopwatch. Time.
Yeah, Steej just playing smart here, not really needing to do too much, not needing to push or commit too hard. He's just kind of catching Knight out over and over. Knight's like kind of running around like a headless chicken right now. I think he's a little bit lost to what to do. Steej is just, whoa, as soon as I say something, Caster's Curse comes out. Knight hits a bunch of really nice rails and gets himself on the board. But, you know, he's gonna need to get himself a couple of frags here if he's gonna make a dent into this map, because, you know, once there's a couple of minutes remaining, if you're 5 frags or so in the lead, it's really hard to lose the game from there. So he's got to make something happen in the next 2-3 minutes, get a couple of frags on the board.
Yeah, it has to start with getting some armor. It is that Steej, yeah, just has that area on lockdown. Every time Knight enters, he gets treated by a ton of damage. Although,
Ooh.
this time around, yeah, he does lose out on the heavy, but he strips it away from Steej. And the aggressive rocket jump, but Steej was aware of it. Doubles back with the shotgun, saves his own life, and deals a ton of damage to Knight.
Knight picking up that rail ammo, desperately needed. Probably would have gotten a frag before if he had more rail ammo. He's pushed him out of the room here. Knows where Steej is though, he's going for the hunt. Oh, he's lost him. He lost him at the last moment. Does he know that the heavy armor is up? Oh, what a beautiful finish. And that's one thing that Knight is like just really excellent at. He has amazing aim. Fantastic aim. Oh, how good is Steej at beating people to positions though? Such great positioning.
Yeah, also great to work with the crouch sliding mechanic. Oh, Knight eats a rocket, gets a health bubble, and then injects some drugs into his veins.
Always a good time. I mean, in Quake Champions.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about something. Like, okay, what do you do on the weekends?
Master.
Maybe I should party with you when I'm in Australia.
See you at land. Yeah, don't do drugs, kids.
Indeed, only in games.
Yeah. Oh, Knight really wants to frag here. He's let him get away, but Steej actually juking really well, and Knight's not actually going to be able to catch him. Oh, that rail would have been beautiful there, but I don't think he would have gotten the kill anyway. And yeah, he's given up a lot of damage just by chasing Steej around. Steej juking Knight really well there for a while, and now Steej has turned the tables, and the items are fairly split, so Knight's now on the back foot. He needs to make sure that he can get one of these major items without getting killed, obviously. And he's gone to choose this mega health, so just trying to work out where Steej is. Yeah, found him. He's heard Steej jump for the the heavy armor. He knows where Steej is. Oh, what a beautiful rail! I don't think I've seen that one before, the little double jump, just to get that angle. And yeah, Steej playing Insomnia just so nicely so far.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, this is a rather new map, but he's totally aware of how to escape fights or not being one, and knows where to be when doing damage without getting much in return. So he's definitely giving us a clinic in this position on top.
I see.
It's pretty advantageous, but then he just turns around and Nidus gets on the jump pad and releases a ton of damage in his back.
It's funny that you called him Danny because it's actually his name. But anyway, yeah, Danny. That's another player that we haven't seen this season. He said he just needs to take a break, but he is coming to the LAN. But we don't know what kind of form he'll be in, and if he'll be able to compete with these players who have been playing a full season. These guys are going to collide, and that is going to be the nail in the coffin in this map, I think. Yep, Steej, 6 frags, 1 minute. I just don't see it happening. Maybe if Knight got that frag just then, he would have had some momentum coming into this final minute. But what a masterclass we've seen on Insomnia by Steej. I've seen things I've never seen before, and just a really great ability to juke his opponent, run around his opponents, make sure that they can't get rails onto him, and then force the fights on his terms. So excellent play here by Steej on this map.
But I do like how Anarchy was controlled by Knight. Like, there is potential in his Anarchy on this map.
Gotta remember this is Steej's pick, this map. So the next map we're going into.
Impressive.
Yeah, is that a question?
You lose. You lose.
Because I can check for you. It's going to be Veil of Noth.
Oh, Vale. Alright.
So Steej victorious on Insomnia.
48% rail. Not bad. Not epic, but not bad. Good size.
Let's see.
We get an R straight up.
Okay. And Steej on Eisen, Knight on Death Knight.
Just waiting from ready from Steej. Alright. Get this show on the road.
Let's
Obviously
go.
Steej will want to close this out without dropping a map. But this is Knight's pick, so Knight's probably feeling a bit more confident on it. Steej is wearing the dark trench coat, and Knight has like flowy blood all through his robotic parts. That's my analysis of the game so far. If anyone in chat has any analysis, just let me know.
Yeah, it's big champions, right? So fashion is important. And when you wear all black, you're hard to spot. If you have the outlines switched off.
Prepare to fight.
Okay, so who are we starting on here, Mr. Robbie?
Yeah, let's start on Knight again. He now has to come back. Let's give Steej a point for this series. And the race to the rocket launcher is won by Steej.
Both players having a really good understanding of where their opponents are. Oh, they collide and... wow, the mutual. I ended up on Knight after that. I remember.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that's devastating. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, Steej loves to see it, but... if you were Knight, you'd be spewing after that one.
Yeah, I'm now on Steej enabled follow killer.
Yep. And Knight just kind of getting himself trapped in this room, but he hits a little cheeky rail, and that's gonna keep him alive for a bit longer. Steej definitely looking confident here, and he just kind of measures up that rocket jump.
Oh.
Yes, and you see Steej pulled out the spreadsheet during that fight. He said, okay, lightning gun needs to hit about 30% versus rail. If it's 100% of rail, I'll still win this fight, and that's really what happened in that fight.
And the mega help stacked him back up. So Knight has no in to refract. He is connecting some damage though. Yeah, with the rail.
Yeah, Knight's kind of playing just rail and run at the moment, hit and run, but the thing is, Steej has so much stack. He's got 300 total stack, whereas Knight only has 200, and that extra 100 stack can make a really big difference if Steej can force a fight on his terms. And here we go, he's trying to do it. Oh, that's a really nice fireball.
Yeah,
he raised Steej. He did so much damage just then, and here we go. Knight knows where he is. He's got time. Steej has time on the Mega though, and Knight does not. And Knight is too low. He has to run off. And Steej with the great read here at 100 damage rocket, and yeah, just cutting him off at the health bubbles there. Great read there by Steej.
Yeah, that. rocket looked like a homing missile. Neither see completely stepping into it, eating 100 damage. Yeah, it's rough going. Steej able to put a lot of pressure onto Knight in between the items. Yeah, and most of the damage by a Knight has been done with the rail. But this is a map where you need to win those up-close fights.
Yeah, it's also a very slow map. You know, I feel like if you go down 4 or 5 frags on this map, it can be really hard to bring it back for the victory. And yeah, Knight already down 3 frags, so he's got to be hoping this next frag goes in his way, but he's just so low right now. Knight only on 22 health there after that fight, and Steej just, he's not the healthy, like, I mean, he wasn't the healthiest after each fight, but he's just a lot healthier, and that's, I mean, Knight keeps hitting these rails. It's the only thing keeping him in this game. Just hitting rail after rail after rail. He's actually done 540 damage on 50% with the rail so far, but Steej, he's like a boa constrictor right now. He's just running the map, he's making sure Knight can't get many items, and slowly working his opponent down. And yeah, Knight's just not able to handle it right now.
Yeah, the Mega Elf does not spawn in time for him.
That's the 5th frag. 5 frags difference now.
Yeah, and Steej already in position to defend the heavy position. Timmy gets deployed
Stopwatch.
in a frustration spot. By the way, if you go through the portal, you get greeted by a lot of damage.
And I gotta say, like, Steej is playing with so much poise and just like a level of calmness that we only see when Steej is in really good form. And to be honest, this is just the start of the season. It's the first week of the season. Usually Steej takes a couple of weeks to warm up. And last season we were interested in what he was going to bring to the table. This season, I think we're going to see Steej take his game to a whole new level. And you know, he was #1 last season, so the whole of AQL has to raise their game now if they're going to be able to take him on. And yeah, I guess Steej is just preparing to take on the internationals. When Zinaku comes back to home soil, and when Razy comes to fight him, and if Cypher and some others may be able to make it. So yeah, I guess he's just preparing to take on those big dogs for the cash prize at LAN.
Yeah, definitely bringing his own game. And yeah, he did not qualify for the QEC, right? That was Dan the King.
Yeah, there was some controversy about that. I mean, the ping rules made it pretty hard for him. He was always at like a... he had to play a lot of the qualifiers where he was on like 180 ping, and his opponent's on like 130 ping. And like that's a pretty big deal when in Quake Champions, like every like 10 ping over like 120 is like a whole new echelon of difficulty. So I don't know, it's is what it is. You can't really do much about it when it's a global qualifier. But yeah, I think Danny King won the local one. I'm not even sure if Steej was able to play in that one. I think he might have been away or something. So I think I'm not actually sure. But I mean, Dandy King is a really excellent player. He won AQL 1, beat Steej in the grand final. So Dandy King's amazing in his own right. And I'm sure we'll probably see Dandy King on the stream next week.
Nice. Yeah, in the meantime, Knight professionally removed Steej from this world with a super shotgun to the face. And he eventually also got some major items. Now the mega half goes to Steej. Now as he needs to get some LG ammo and then set up position for the heavy. But yeah, playing against an Eisen like the turret is such a handy tool to get into position for any major item. It's always a distraction.
Oh. Sometimes the chains that you get from rocket to rail from these guys is just so like sharp and precise and snappy. They just destroy. And look at the spawn frag from Steej. He's just so beautiful when it comes to spawn frags, and they really are backbreaking. They're really emotionally backbreaking when you get spawn frag, because you already got fragged, you know, and then someone just comes through and does something that you're just not very used to in this game, because it takes a really high level to be able to do those spawn frags. But yeah, see, Knight gets himself on the board, 4 frags. Gets a frag in his favour, but it's not going to be enough with a minute to go. 9 frag difference, and yeah, Steej going around who's boss and setting the standard for everyone else to see whether they can take him down.
1 minute warning.
Yeah, I do like the raiding capabilities on Knight.
Inferno.
I think he will have some awesome matches this season.
Absolutely, and like that's the thing I was saying before, is that Steej looks like he's already in pretty good form, whereas Knight, I think, will take a couple of, you know, a week or two to really start feeling like he's really sharp and really in form. So I feel like Knight hasn't quite hit that yet, hasn't quite hit his stride yet, and Steej is already looking like he's looking excellent, to be honest.
Yeah, I remember last season Knight bringing his aim game to the top dogs, and like only on maybe experience that the last few frags he gave it away.
Yeah, he took Dandy King to 3 maps, I think, and he lost by like 1 or 2 frags in the end in AQL 1, and then Dandy King went on to win it. So yeah, that was really tight. But anyway, that's the GGs coming out there. And yeah, good night of games, to be honest. They were pretty entertaining.
For sure.